Shine bright up all night, we're never slowing down. Fall in love, drunk mistakes, we're bound to hit the ground. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. If for a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. If for a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this.
Guys, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, please.
Made of gold, a mind you can't control. Running wild, can't come down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. If for a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. And we don't care about the bad nights. If for a second I can feel like this, make me feel like this. Shine bright up all night, we're never slowing down. Fall in love, drunk mistakes, we're bound to hit the ground. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. On the day we are together again. On the day we are together again. I will pull you in close like a hoop with no end. On the day we are together again. We will share the same table again. We will share the same table again. I will pass you the salt, the candlelight will bend when we share the same table again. We will walk around the block hand in hand. We will walk around the block hand in hand. We will stop for a snack at the taco truck stand when we walk around the block hand in hand. Someday we will go back to work. Someday we will go back to work. May we be among people who respect our work. Someday we will go back to work. will help the strangers I meet. I will help the strangers I meet. It is possible to get back on our feet. I will help the strangers I meet. To the healers who keep us alive. To the healers who keep us alive. A toast to your courage, knowledge and light. To the healers who keep us alive. And the ones we love who are gone. And the ones we love who are gone. We remember the stories and we sing the songs for the ones we love who are gone. And on the day we are together.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Today is January 27th, 2024, 9:02 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Hope you are well. Thank you for joining. So, talking about the three Kansas City Chief fans. They are more than fans, though. I want to make that extremely clear. That is just what everyone is naming this story currently. But this is my first live on it. It's been going on for a little bit, but as you guys know, I've been kind of busy with other things on my channel, with the Stacy, and the Monkey Michael Vaughn case, of course. Angel P, thank you so much for 14 months. Thank you. That is so generous. Thank you so much for your support. Means more than you know, truly. Thank you. Um, all right. So some of you, I'm sure, have been keeping up with this story. Some of you may not know. So we're just going to kind of go through it step by step, clue by clue. Um, a lot to talk about because clearly something is wrong. Three people just in the prime of their life, healthy, came, came to this party healthy, happy, never expected to leave in a body bag. That is for certain, nor their families. Uh, Nana's Dragonfly, thank you so much, my dear, for 7 continuous months. That means so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. It really doesn't make sense, Jackie. And there is quite a bit to talk about. Also, there is new article just dropped maybe 30 minutes ago about the owner of the home who is now moved from this home. Why did this guy move? Why did you just pack up and move? That makes you, in my opinion, look even more sus, if you ask me. This case has me on the edge of my seat, waiting for the toxicology results and such. Tanks, you are, it's coming. It may take time though. That's the thing. It may take some time. Reese Jam, thank you so much for 6 continuous months. Thank you so much, my love. I truly, truly appreciate it. He is hiding from the media, says Nana's Angel. Um, yeah, I mean he's lawyered up. He has every right to have an attorney, but you would think that he would want to speak at least to his friends' family. and the attorney has like literally done, flipping and flopping his story all over social media, all over the news. So much to talk about. All right, so let me pop up something here. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right. So
Found dead outside of a Kansas City home following a
here we go.
Chiefs game. It's getting more and more attention and begging more questions about what happened.
Yeah, the person who owns that house says that his buddies just froze to death. Friends and family say the timeline is just one of the many details not adding up here. Kelsey Kernstein joins us to help break it all down. Kelsey, what's the latest today?
Adrian Markey, good morning. So right now we are, of course, waiting for that autopsy and toxicology results. Those, of course, could take weeks. Now, the key issues that people want clarity on, why did these three men allegedly freeze to death? Why was the homeowner allegedly ignoring people banging on his door? And what evidence did police have to almost immediately rule out a homicide investigation? Now, here's what we know. On Sunday, January 7th, the four friends were at a home outside of Kansas City to watch the Chiefs game. Now, the game kicked off at 3:25 Central Time and ended almost exactly 3 hours later, according to a post on the team's social media. For the next 50 hours or so, loved ones heard nothing. A friend telling News Nation exclusively that, quote, early in the day on Tuesday, January 9th, the homeowner had seen messages from concerned relatives and was aware that at least two of the men had not made it home. Now, according to police, that night, one of the missing men's fiance showed up at the house. She banged on the door, but no one answered. So she broke in through the basement and found one of the men dead on the back porch. She then called police, who found two other men dead in the backyard. Now, the next morning, police then issued a statement saying they found no obvious signs of foul play, adding that a search warrant wasn't.
Now, I know that sentence right there, that statement, there is no obvious signs of foul play observed at or near the crime scene. Now, was there something in that home that led them to this? Do you think they just, basically took the word and just said, okay, let's mark this off, let's go on about our day? Or do you think it's just we're just waiting for the toxicology? There was no visible signs at the crime scene or at the scene. I mean it is a crime scene. You're dead. Three guys, the prime of their life are deceased, no longer living. They have family, friends. And you would think that the host of the home, who is a scientist, he has I've actually found an article on this guy, where he answers questions about what he does in the HIV community, uh, and he has also worked for the Rona vaccinations and all of this. We'll get to that just here in a little bit. He is a scientist for sure, but there was a total of, at least what we know, of 5 individuals at this home Sunday at tomorrow, 3 hours from now, in my time at least. It'll be 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And it takes 48 hours. There's three of your friends in the backyard dead. You didn't know your dogs were at your father's house. He was pet sitting, allegedly, and you're just sleeping it off? No. Mm-mm. No, something's really wrong here.
Required due to the
Really wrong.
homeowner's cooperation. Now, 3 days later, on Friday, January 12th, the victims were identified as 37-year-old David Harrington, 36-year-old Clayton McGinney, and 38-year-old Ricky Johnson. Harrington's mother told News Nation exclusively that, quote, nobody believes this story. Here's Mal Jackson, a reporter at News Nation's Kansas City station, on his conversations with his sources.
It is sort of interesting because all of the time.
Listen to this reporter. This reporter is the one who broke this story. The local reporters. These are the ones that always, get the first details, right? They break this story and then it goes wild.
Sometimes, police departments are evasive for different reasons. But in this case, and in conversations with sources and, on the record and off the record conversations, I think the police department is as bewildered by this case as I think America is starting to become.
Our News Nation station, WDAF, reports that neighbors even saw a U-Haul truck in the driveway of his home, but we do not know why. But again, the homeowner has not been charged, and he is
He's moved out. This is
cooperating with police. Now, there is no timeline for the toxicology reports, but according to the DOJ, the average turnaround is more than 30 days.
Sorry, I was muted. Sorry. So maybe I'm strange about this, but he's got a dog door, right? A dog door. Why are you having your dad pet sit your dogs? That seems very convenient. Very convenient. If you are not out of town, if you're not out of town, why would you have them pet sit? I think because, in my opinion, he knew there was 3 people dead in the backyard, and those 3 were his friends, right? So we got that. The Jordan is the scientist's name, the owner of the home. His name is Jordan Willis. He has moved. He's hiding from the media, hiding from everyone. You can't really hide forever. The problem with this is if they all died in the backyard, right? If they all died, let me fix this real quick.
At home, their bodies found in the.
If they all three of these individuals, if they died in the backyard, they had to have died or be unconscious at the very least, almost at the same time. Right? Because if you see 1 or 2 of your friends, falling to the ground, getting ill, well, you're going to either pick up the phone, you're going to call someone, you're going to go inside, right? Find your phone, tell somebody if you are in distress yourself. Now, one of the victims was found on the porch, 2 were found in the yard. That makes me wonder if, like, 1 was trying to get help, perhaps. In my opinion, this has to be some sort of chemical, of some drug, chemical, if you will. I'm going to show you guys some examples of what some drugs and stuff can do, some of the side effects that they can cause. Now, I also want to be clear on this because they have family members, and we need to remember that. And one of I think it was Ricky's wife, Ricky Johnson. We have David Harrington, Ricky Johnson, and Clayton McCreary, who all three, you know, all three have families. Sorry, McGreary, rather. All three have families. And Ricky's wife, he said, I want to make this clear to the world, she says, and I'll show you guys the interview in just a moment. But she says he was not a drug addict, and don't make, he never struggled with drugs or anything. But, so she doesn't want kind of that thrown at him, and, for the kids, obviously, as well. But I also want to say we don't know what someone does while they're partying as well. There's people who are addicted to drugs, and then there are people who just do it just recreationally is how they do it. That's all they do. Um that's they go to a party and they do what they do, and they might not touch anything for a year from now, and I think, this could be something that may have happened here, but whatever this was, it had to have they have had to have done it all at the around the same time, right? Had to have. All right. Let me show you this, y'all.
And home, their bodies found in the backyard. Tonight, we're hearing from the attorney of the man who used to live in that home and has since moved out. A family member of one of the victims isn't buying the story they're hearing either. It happened at a rental home near Northwest 83rd Terrace and North Overland Drive in Platte County. Fox 4's Malik Jackson continuing our coverage at police headquarters downtown tonight. Malik, this case remains under investigation, and we do now have it confirmed that the man once living there is gone?
Yeah, John, we had reported that there was a U-Haul outside of Jordan Willis's home over the last weekend, about a week ago, and now his attorney has confirmed with Fox 4 that he has moved out. His attorney also clearing up inconsistencies that they themselves have been releasing over the last couple of days. And tonight, the backdrop to all of this is that three families are still searching for answers on how Clayton McGinney, David Harrington, and Ricky Johnson died.
It's extremely devastating. The whole family's messed up. He was just such a good person.
Sudden and unexplainable grief for the McGinney family as they try to understand what led to the death of 36-year-old Clayton McGinney and two of his friends. They were found dead in their friend's backyard 2 days after watching the Chiefs' last regular season game, January 7th.
It's got a lot of holes in it. Last time we saw him, they were leaving the house, but he didn't know that they had left. So that doesn't make much sense.
Contrary to a Saturday statement released by John Paserno on behalf of his client Jordan Willis, Paserno says Willis went to sleep and never saw the men leave.
When he would have people over his house, sometimes, as people do, they get tired. There are people who are very close to you, and then you feel comfortable going to bed. And
All right. Now, if you've ever had a party at your home or whatever, there are some people that stay later than you might want them to. They just don't know when to say. You just don't know when to say. They don't take the hint. It's time to go. But Jordan's attorney at least is claiming that he was tired. He wanted to lay down, and they would let themselves out. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. That's BS in my opinion. It's complete BS.
allowing them to leave whenever they want to leave.
Paserno says Willis never left his home once he got back there on Sunday. That's why he didn't notice the men's cars were still there.
That's right. That's right. the men's cars were still outside. You have the families blowing up your phone. No, he's not answering. Not answering. But after 2 days, and the police showing up, he answers the door then. Definitely answers the door then. Your friends their cars are outside. You don't look out your back door that there are your friends from actually 2 days ago. Your friends are laying outside dead. How do you not notice? I mean, in 48 hours, son, you gotta look out the front window or the back window. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it. There was a case, a guy shared something, all 3 passed away in 10 minutes, bleeding from the Oh, wow. I haven't heard about that. I know you are saving people, but should also be talking about the Mitchell case. She was missing and murdered in 3 states. Haven't heard about that. Hey, Whistle, good to see you. It's very heartbreaking. You know, uh, Ricky, he leaves 3, he has 3 children. 3 children. I can't believe people aren't talking about the story. Thank you for covering it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Nicole, for being here. Nancy says, I wonder if he dragged them outdoors after they were dead. And wouldn't a scientist have access to drugs that won't show in toxicology? Potentially, yeah, potentially. But we think of scientists, I think in a in a lab, pouring concoctions and all that. And that's not necessarily the case. Of course, there is scientists like that, but uh this guy worked from home. I don't know if he had a lab of any sort in his home or anything, but yeah, I think he did more data entry, that kind of things, for sure. The guy called 911, his friends, he tried to save him. So, especially if someone is selling multiple substance, you could get something mixed and you don't want to. And happy hippie, that is so true. In today's world, you don't know what you're getting. Just because you might ask for some green grass, we'll say it politely, it doesn't mean you aren't getting 2711 other chemicals in it. Right, and stuff that you had no idea was in there, and it can certainly unalive you. Now, I wonder, I kind of wondered, does does Jordan, who is the occupant of the home, some people saying he was renting it. I'm not sure if he was renting it or he was owning it. Regardless, he moved. It sounds suspicious to me. But whatever he may have taken along with maybe his friends, maybe he had a a tolerance to whatever it is. Joy, thank you so much for becoming a member, my dear. Thank you. I appreciate you. Welcome to the Justin Frost. Thank you. Welcome to the family, Joy. So kind, so kind. And Lake Erie, thank you so much for 3 months, my love. 3 continuous months. Appreciate you so much. T Love says it's unsettling that the dogs were gone at that time. It is for me as well. Now, I'm sure that they are looking high and low in this case now. I really hope so. That and Jordan's dad has been kind of vocal about, what's going on. He said he was watching his, his the dogs. I don't know, but I just don't see it. Had his dad, his family watched his dogs before, while you was still, you were you it's not like you was out of town or anything. Um, he has priors. One time he dropped a bag of ecstasy and swallowed some. He was Oh wow. I meant Jordan, not Willis. Gotcha. Yes, Sandy, lots of that. And the problem with the F drug is it is like, think of about 3 granules of salt, granules, like 3 or 4 granules of salt is enough to kill a human being. 3 little granules, right? How do you become a member, Happy Hippie? You can one of the mods can drop one of the links if you have an Apple device, or if not, you can just hit the little $ in the chat right there, and it'll say just join membership. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Um, hey Emma, good to see you, my dear. He was passed out for 2 days, so maybe didn't do as much as others. I don't know. Jim, yes. Passed out for Allegedly passed out for 2 days. He also is supposed to have, when he came to the door, he had a wine glass. You know, could this be some concoction? He is a scientist. Who knows? Uh, I had the same question since hearing about this day one, and I know we don't have the answers, but I wonder if law enforcement had their sirens on. However, still, it is very sketchy. Yeah, very. Uh, for sure, for sure. Kate on the inside says, my theory, just my opinion and thought, uh, but could Jordan have been drugged, uh, but for sleeping for 2 days was drugged out and only one survived? Just a thought. Um, could Jordan have been drugged too and sleeping for 2 days? You know, I think he could have taken the same thing, but, you know, I don't know if what saved him was he was actually on the inside. Was this some type of, sedative that they use in hell, surgeries, uh, like a even like a propofol or whatever. September, Virgo, 3 months, already been 3 months. Thank you so much for 3 continuous months, my love. I appreciate you. I find it odd that the cars were there, car keys and wallet inside, and he didn't see that at all. Also, most men keep their wallets on them, in my opinion. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that is weird. That is weird, Susie. If they, which I haven't heard that, but if they didn't have their wallets on them and they were actually inside, I've never seen a party where you go and you like put your wallets on just put them on a counter or something like that. That's something you don't do at a party. Not possible. No possible way he didn't at minimum see the one that was on his patio. When he has a huge patio glass door, he should be minimum be charged for not reporting a death. Yeah, these toxicologies, man. We just gotta wait for these toxic.
Paserno also claims that his client didn't hear anyone banging on the door over 2 days, nor did he hear McGinney's fiance break in and scream his name. But minutes later, he did hear police knock on the door.
None of us know what happened to these individuals. And I think it's the most important thing to remember here is these are his three buddies.
Just the thought of him dying and then sitting outside.
Oh my God, I have been fucking muted for 27-11 hours. I'm muted again. How long was I muted for? How long was I muted for? Mother chicken. Oh my God. Polish the brass and snap the handle. What? How long was I muted for? Damn it, William Shatner. Like 3 or 4 minutes. Well, think of me as a silent YouTuber. Think of me as that sometimes because I fucking hit the. Don't hit the. I don't hit the mute button. Okay. All right. Sorry. All right. So, let's get back to the news report. So you hear the girlfriend is going. Stoney, thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. Good to see you 1 month. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And True Love has 4 paws muted. Thank you so much. I was behind in chat and I didn't see it because I'm a dumbass. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I was muted since you paused the video. Yeah. Now there's some of y'all that are behind in chat, not me. Y'all are behind now, but you'll catch up and you'll hear me in a minute. So where were we? All right. So one of the family members breaks in the house. Breaks in the house. Oh, thank you, little Miss Sunshine. I love you too. Appreciate you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Thank you. Is it hitting something? Like, why is it muting? It's weird. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I was talking about that the other day. I was like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why it's muting. 1 second. Thank you so much, Elf. Love your supporting less well-known cases. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my love. Can you shout out my mom? Her name is Jolie Strong. Jolie Strong? Is it? Hi, Jolie Strong. Hello. Am I saying it right? Hello, hello. Of course I can say hello. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Get yourself oh no, a meter with a huge needle. All I got to do is look at the screen and it says mute. I'm just a little blonde. That's all. I said it right. Okay, good. Good, good, good. All right. But you've got Brandy. You've got, nobody someone broke in the house. Literally broke in the freaking house. You're screaming someone's name. You got to be screaming, you know, Ricky, David, Clayton, where are you? And then you find a deceased body on the porch. And I'm sure she let out a huge scream after she found that and she knew something was off. Well, he didn't hear that. Jordan didn't hear the calls for the last 2 days, didn't hear the repeated knocking on the door, didn't hear repeated phone calls, everything. But then, ironically, moments later, the police knock on the door. And you hear that, though. You hear that, though. Why? Why do you hear the police? Were you expecting them? You had to be up. Had to be awake. Had to be. Mm, interesting. Yeah, it feels kind of cowardly. Let me show you guys this. Let me show you. I want to show you an article that he himself, Jordan, oops, wrong one, wrong one. Let me show you a little bit about Jordan here. He's got it's kind of like a profile of his work and kind of tells a little bit about him. Meet the IAVI scientists applying new and emerging technologies to one of the toughest challenges facing HIV vaccine researchers today. I mean, it's a great thing, that he's doing God's work, in my opinion, for HIV and and all of this stuff that he does, I mean, he's got to be an incredibly intelligent man. Now, here is a picture of Jordan, and he wrote this. This is kind of like an interview that he did. What is your focus of your work? I'm a senior principal scientist and work on data science, deep learning, and synthetic biology. I work within the Sheaf Lab of a research IAVI neutralizing antibody center NAC to apply data science, software development, and immunogen engineering to the germline targeting problem within HIV vaccine development. I also conduct the data analysis and interpret for AIVI clinical and HIV vaccine trials. Lots, he talks a lot here. And he just talks about, the what is HIV and what is HIV? Our bodies usually tackle viruses that are just sheer number of antibodies, soldiers attacking any part of the virus that they can reach, but we cannot do this with HIV because HIV is a clever virus. For other pathogens, usually you can vaccinate with just a single strain of a virus and get pretty good protection, which we seen this for the virus, right? And he just talks about it. Uh, so if anybody wants to, oh look, haha, look at this, pictures of his dogs. Obviously, look here. Obviously, old Jordan loves his dogs, doesn't he? He obviously loves them. Obviously loves his little pooches. Why am I being ignored? You are not being ignored, Stephanie. Don't say that, Stephanie. You're never ignored. You are never ignored. You are never alone here. You're the best, Linda. You're the best. So, he's obviously loves his dogs and all of that. I will share this link with y'all if you guys want to read up on this. I always try to share, sources and stuff. A lot of links will be down in the description for the replay crew. Oh, I don't know if this link will work. It might be too big. Might have to put it in the description below. His dad got the Be Old, Why Have an Old Man Watching Pit Bulls. Turn the commercials off, please. They come on whether I like it or not. They just do. So sorry. YouTube does it now, whether it's on or off. They come on. So this article just dropped just a little bit ago. Okay, not this one. Let me show you it. Jordan, he might have actually spoke. I haven't even got to read this yet because it just came out as soon as basically I went live a minute ago. And he's basically complaining that he's got anxiety, I think, or something. Let me find it here. Oh, he's depressed. That's what it is. It's a Fox interview and just came out just a little bit ago. Kansas City Chief fans, Jordan Willis, depressed over, quote, wild speculation about his pals, sources say. Well, where's the article? Let's play the video then. Here we go.
Until I find out what happened, and I'll never be fully healed. I admired my brother so much.
That was Jonathan Price, the brother of one of the 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans
You're not
found
blocked.
dead and frozen in the backyard of another friend's house earlier this month after gathering to watch the Chiefs play the Los Angeles Chargers. For more on this bizarre case and the new details of another friend there that night, we're joined now by former FBI special agent and Fox News contributor Nicole Parker. Nicole, no one better to sort of weigh in into the really litany of unanswered questions and holes in this story. Where do you begin?
Well, first of all, I begin, it's extremely bizarre. We all recognize that this is not something that happens every day, that there are 3 grown men that are found frozen. I personally, as an investigator, when I come up onto the scene, I would want to see exactly how those bodies were found, the condition of them. 1 was on the porch, 2 were in the yard. The inconsistencies of the individual who was hosting the party. His attorney originally came out and had one set of, information that he was presenting to the public, and then that story has changed over and over. And as you notice now, that attorney is saying, you know what, I'm going to stay silent until we get the results back, till we get more information on the autopsy, the toxicology. As an agent, the autopsy and toxicology are absolutely critical to get a better picture. Were these individuals, did they have alcohol in their system? Did they have drugs in their system? What was the cause of this? And in the autopsy, it has, 2 parts. There's always the cause of death, which is the medical term of, what actually was the cause of death, as well as the manner of death, which is typically identified as, a suicide or accidental or natural or homicide or sometimes undetermined. And that's going to be extremely key. The problem here is that these families are suffering. They want to understand what happened to their loved one and how did this even occur?
Yeah.
And so they want answers, but the problem is it does take time. These autopsies.
It does take time, but Jordan, I mean, damn, dude, talk to your pals' family. Give them some answers about what happened. Stop flip-flopping around. I mean, unless you did something, allegedly, right? Uh, one second.
Reports, I'm understanding for this case, may take a few, up to 6, 8, 12 weeks to get the toxicology and the autopsy reports back. So this is going to be something they're going to have to live with for a little while until they have answers.
And you mentioned the attorney for the 4th friend. So the 4th friend, a gentleman named Jordan Willis, is renting this home where these 3 individuals have frozen to death. And the attorney named John Paserno made this statement, which really raised eyebrows for me. Listen here.
Nobody contacted him during the course of those 2 days on his telephone, either by calling his telephone or by sending him a text message. He did get one message on his Facebook Messenger from the fiance of one of the deceased, but he did not read that message until after the police had already come to his house.
And some family and friend members of the 3 deceased are saying that's not the case. Listen, if I were to go over to a friend's house and drop dead and my wife knew where I was going, you can bet she would be calling the friend who owned that house. Do you see a problem with this statement?
I actually do. And the problem is that this is very easily, you're able to find this evidence very easily as an investigator to track someone's records of, the phone calls that were made, their social media.
I mean, how do you not look out your front door for 2 days? I don't care if you were even asleep for 2 days. You had to get up and pee. I mean, or unless you just pissed all over the bed or the couch that you was on. He was supposed to sleep on the couch, which doesn't make sense to me either. and look out the
media
window.
records, things of that sort. That is easily that is
Like I will, I'll get up in the middle of the night, go pee, and then look out the window. I don't know about you, but I do that all the time.
evidence that can be easily determined. And so it's not a good idea to start making false statements. Again, I'm not saying that false statements were made, but it is extremely odd that an individual's friends were missing for 2 days and he doesn't even acknowledge phone calls, text messages, or anything. And the fiance had to literally break into the home and go into the home because he was unresponsive and he was sleeping for 2 days with noise canceling headphones. It doesn't sound accurate, and the inconsistencies, there's just many holes in this, and that's quite alarming.
A lot of them. In a fifth, now there's a fifth individual apparently that was involved. I want to quickly, I've only got about a minute left, and I want to weigh in on one other thing because I'm fascinated. You may have seen Taylor Swift. Full disclosure, I'm a Taylor Swift fan. Taylor Swift had some deep fakes, some AI images that were turned into porn. The Swift
William Shatner and Barbara Streisand. We don't need to hear that. I apologize, kids. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to play that part. Promise. It is very suspicious, T-Love. It is so very suspicious. Ugh. Sorry. Okay. All right. All right. So let's go to this let's go to this timeline. Then we're going to talk about what not to do. Kids, don't do drugs. Don't do them. All right. The initial gathering was Sunday, September 7th. 36 degrees. Yes. Yes, Haley. It's 36 degrees. They were making it sound like it was negative, that you was up in the freaking Arctic Circle or something. Right? It's Kansas. It gets cold. Right? Hey, Muscles, good to see you, babe. All right. We are so over. Listen, I like Taylor Swift now. I didn't really care for her when she was like doing the bubbly kind of, because the player's gonna play, that stuff. But like her last couple albums, I'm good with. She's kind of changed her sound a little bit up, Their cars where they were parked. They were supposed to be parked out like next to the street. Next to the street there. So the initial gathering was September 7th. David Harrington, 37, 38-year-old Ricky Johnson, 36-year-old Clayton McGree. Is it McGreen? McGreeny, sorry. Went to the friend's house to watch the Kansas City Chiefs. The game kicked off at 3:25 p.m. local time and ended almost exactly 3 hours later, according to the post on the team's social media. For the next 50 hours or so, loved ones heard nothing from the three men. Now, I don't know about you, but if I have like a party or I'm at a party and, I'm talk to my friends or whatever, the next day, or I'll make sure they get home safe, which he says he went to lay down and they could let themselves out. Not, you know, not really feeling that, but I call him the next day. I call him the next morning or whatever. Hey, you good? Everything good? You get home safe? You feel fine? What's up, right? Did they freeze to death or die from hypothermia? I do not believe that they died from anything to do with, in my opinion, I don't think they froze to death. It's 36 degrees outside. I don't know their weights, or their BMI or anything like that. But this is January 7th. I mean, it's cold. It's cold. But three of them should not have died in 36-degree. Whatever it was, had to be something of an external factor that played a role with them consuming or being exposed to some toxic drug, gas, chemical, it has to be. And whatever it was had to have taken them down so quickly, all three of them, to where they were either incapacitated, uh, where they were sedated, um, or even maybe hallucinating, you know, of some they just couldn't get help. They couldn't have gotten help. Now, I think personally, I think Jordan probably did something too. I think he was the one that probably, in my opinion at least, had some sort of substance of some sort. That is exactly right, Haley. Bingo. Yes, it is absolute instinct. I mean, because we shiver, that is your body's way of warming up. Your brain automatically it'll make you get up, right? Before you will most likely die, you'll, you know, you'll want to get to somewhere warm. But if there's also a drug of some sort that has completely incapacitated you, that's a huge problem. There was 5 people at this party that we're aware of. Jordan, who's the homeowner, Alex Lee, what's his last name? His name's Alex Lee, sorry. He is a friend, and he was just identified like yesterday or something. Why were the wallets left in the home? JD, good question. Good question. Who leaves their wallets at their home? Who leaves their wallets at their home? But 3 out of 5 people are dead, and there's only 2 people that can speak. Exactly, Elf. Why did they go outside? What was it outside? What was it outside? Now, I'm gonna show you in just a moment. After I'm done with this, I'm gonna show you guys what some drugs can do to you. The symptoms that can come from about 2 or 3 drugs that I think could possibly be involved. Don't know. We got to wait for the toxicology. It's just some speculation that may or might not be involved. Have a smoke. Yep. Rach, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Please don't mention other creators. Thank you. Please don't mention other creators right now. Okay. So victims found Tuesday, January 9th, 2 days, over 50 hours. The fiance of one of the men showed up at the home and she started banging on the door. No one answered. She broke into the basement and found one man dead on the back porch and called the police, who found the other two deceased in the backyard. Why was one on the porch and two in the backyard? Is the one on the porch, could he have possibly, trying to get help? Was he trying to get warm? Police issued a statement the next morning saying they found no obvious signs of foul play. A search warrant wasn't required to enter the residence because the homeowner's cooperation, the statement said. Now, Friday, January 12th, this is 3 days later, we identified the three decedents as David Harrington, Ricky Johnson, and Clayton McGreary. All right. A spokesperson for the Forensic Medical of Kansas, located at Kansas City, confirmed the deceased 38, 37, and 36. Like young. Young. Young.
Thank you.
Okay, after this interview, I'm going to show you guys about the drugs.
What do you want?
Oh, actually, hold on. Let me
At home.
just
At home.
wait a second. All right. We're going to do that now. All right. We're going to call this Coca-Cola. So please, in chat, if you use this term, please use it as Coca-Cola, or snow, powder, whatever. Get creative with your words, right? Who cleaned up after the party? Great question, Crafty. Great question. Exactly. Exactly. If I was one of the family members, I would be furious. Wouldn't you? My family member went to a freaking party, just a guys get together. A guys get together. And they're dead. All right. So if you're, for instance, Coca-Cola, this is according to WebMD source. People may take the drug until they run out or become exhausted. Now, that is true. Coca-Cola, if you take it, people say they go and go and go and go and go and go and go until they just crash. Right? Now, anxiety or depression, irritability, exhaustion, sweating, headache, runny nose, body aches and pains, violence, anger, restlessness, irritability, anxiety, panic, paranoia. Now, the thing is, we don't know what's mixed with it, though. You know what I mean? There could be a downer. mixed with it, stuff for pain that starts with an F and ends with an intenol, right? So, in my opinion, I don't think that necessarily. Although you see, like, how can I say this? A lot of professionals, uh, more of like the upper tier, sadly to say, uh, doctors, lawyers, or whatever, who have to work, you know, I've heard of them even, taking Coca-Cola for, they're not supposed to, but they've been known to. I've read about it. Okay. Now, this is one that I am more interested in. More interested in, right? Something put in their drinks. Him coming with that wine glass sticks with me. I don't know why. It sticks with me. Horse trank. Yes. Yes. It was 33 degrees, January 7th evening, and that's not the wind chill. Yet it was cold enough to freeze to D. All right. This one is MDMA. It's also known as ecstasy. People call it Molly, Pingers, XTZ, Caps, M&M, Flippers, all of that. Let me make myself smaller so y'all can read this better. And this, by Health Direct, there's the source. This is like, it can be a social drug, right? MDMA starts to work in about 20 minutes after it's taken. The effects usually last 3 to 4 hours. It can make people feel euphoric, energetic, confident, very affectionate toward others. People who take Molly or ecstasy or have a strong batch may feel like they're floating, hallucinate. All right. It can also cause unwanted side effects, such as large pupils, clenching jaw, grinding teeth, tingling feeling in the limbs, heightened senses, sweating. If you have overdosed on this, agitation, out of character irrational behavior, anxiety, confusion, irritability, paranormal aggression, convulsions, nausea, vomiting, chest pain, fast heartbeat, high blood pressure, and very high temperatures, which is interesting to me. Could that be a reason? Could that be a reason why they were outside? Could they have just been burning up? You do, Jerry, live about an hour? But 3 at one time, that's the mystery. That's the thing. That's the thing. Had to be something that either incapacitated them and stopped their breathing, right? Shut your nervous system down to where you stop breathing. So what? you know, the thing was, why were they outside? Now, drugs sold as ecstasy may also contain a mix of other drugs, including amphetamines, PMA, ketamine, NBOME, synthetic uh, cathinoids. Cathinoids. You can tell I'm never done this. Overheating and dehydration are a serious problem when using MDMA. When it is hot and humid, this can be fatal cause of death. However, it is also dangerous to drink too much water after taking MDMA. People who take MDMA should take regular breaks to cool down and sip water. That's interesting to me. That was a very interesting thing for me. I guess it makes your body temperature rise, perhaps. I don't think they froze with coats on. I don't think they froze with they were froze when they were found. Remember that. They were froze when they were found. That was 50 hours later. There was It was 36 degrees. You're not going to die in 36 degrees with coats on. You're just not going to die with 36 degrees with coats on. They froze after. They did have to allow them to thaw out before they did the autopsy, of course. Were they supposed to stay the night? Had no intention of spending the night. One of them did not have a coat on. Do we know which one didn't have a coat on? Case is driving you bonkers. Do you know what position they were found in? I know one was on the porch and two were in the yard, but that is a great question. I don't know that as of yet. If anyone knows the position that they were found in, please let us know. Uppers warm you up. I used to run into a guy that used it. I used to not know and touch his arm laughing. Finally, they explained why I shouldn't. Hmm. That is a great question, though, because how you are found, if you're face up, if you're face down, if you're on your side, was there and also was there vomit? Was there vomit of any place? Vomiting uh could, can tell a lot as well. Um I actually feel it was something they smoked, and smoked was not allowed in the house. Hence why they were outside. Perhaps, perhaps, but I feel like I don't know. Ricky's little daughter told mom, "Daddy, cold needs coat and hat." Oh, that's so sad, y'all. They all ended up outside at same time and left to the elements. Yes, they were all out at the same time. I think this was just like, I think most of us at one point in our life has tried marijuana at one point or another in our life. If you haven't, don't ever try it. Just telling you. Uh, but if you ever went to a party or something like that, and you always notice, there's different groups of people and they're all talking or whatever. And then like you'll go outside or whatever, and there'll be a couple friends getting together and they'll be doing whatever they do over there, if you get my drift, right? Good for you, Spunky. I have an acquaintance smoked gas station spice and they died from it. Wow. So I think they put their coats on, or at least one of them. Good for you, Courtney Dawn. That's amazing. Congratulations. Right. I think they put their coats on, 2 out of 3 at least did, and they went out there to do what they do, or 4 of them, maybe 5. I don't know how many went out, but 3 didn't come back. We know that. And they did what they did, and something happened.
Found dead outside of a Kansas City home following a Chiefs game.
This is
Thank you.
This is Ricky Johnson's wife, I believe. They were married several years. She talks about how he never did drugs or anything. He wasn't that type of person, and she didn't, want to. She'll tell you.
What do you want people to know
Listen to this.
about what is so heavy on your heart?
David wasn't a drug addict like they're talking about. He was a good guy, very good guy. He went to church with us. He coached my son's baseball team. It's the mystery is out there and everybody's talking, and I can't rest because my phone's blowing up about, did you hear this or did you hear that, about social media with all these links, and it's not, those are not true, and it's rude, it's hurtful. It's not who David was.
Yeah, I mean, these people don't look like they're heavy on drugs at all, right? These are all just good guys, professionals, and something very unfortunate happened.
David didn't do stuff like that.
Very unfortunate.
He got caught in the wrong
That is
place
exactly
at the
right,
wrong
Kelly.
time, and
Bingo.
I don't understand how he could have, or I mean, it doesn't make sense. 3 men dead.
Listen to what she says, though.
But I get to look at all the crap that's not true about him, and it hurts because that's not him.
It's easy for me to say, don't look at it, but I know it's suffocating. And I know that you have to balance what you're being exposed to with what you tell the kids and how you deal with the loss. And frankly, right now, while we don't know a lot of things, to me, that matters more. How are you handling that? How are you handling knowing that whatever the explanation is, your guy's not coming home, and that you're going to have to explain to the kids? How are you handling that?
So I'm pretty open with my kids, and I've told them, and they obviously see on TikTok and such. TikTok's terrible. People are laughing about it, and well, they're laughing because they don't know the people, and my kids see that. So I've been open with them, and we're dealing with it, and we're learning from it. I don't know what's going to come up. I don't know if Jordan gave them something like they're talking about. I don't know if Jordan did give them something, but whatever comes up in it, David did not intentionally do that. David was murdered, whether it's a drug or.
Now, I do believe that they were, in my opinion, murdered. Now, is it Jordan's fault? At the end of the day, did he if, like, for instance, did he give his friends something and that unalived them? Or would it be the drug dealer's fault? Or would it be both? The problem is Jordan, he continually is changing his story. You can't know that 3 of your friends are out. I mean you got to know rather that 3 of your friends are out back dead. You haven't talked to them. They're in the front yard. Your friends' vehicles are out there. And that is true. They're at his place. Yes.
It has to be for 3 men to be dead. It doesn't make
Bingo.
any sense. It does not make any sense to have 3 men dead laying in the yard and him asleep for 48 hours.
So,
At home,
you know, these 3 lives are no more. No more. Circumstance, yeah, the math isn't mathing. It's really not. It's going to be hard to prove that they didn't willingly take something themselves. This is going to end up, I don't know. I mean, it could be something laced, I feel like at the end of the day, it's going to be something laced with like something like fentanyl or something that's going to be, it's very quick. But Jordan, Jordan. For someone's decision, just my opinion. Wildflowers on Wine says, I don't agree with charging dealers and friends of someone else's decision, just my opinion. Okay, that's fair. If sure. Yeah, I feel like Jordan, I don't know. Do you think they did blood work on Jordan? Fluffy, I was getting ready to say that. I'm like, I hope that they did some blood work on him. But I doubt it. I doubt it. Something's really wrong, guys. Something's really, really wrong. Yeah. And I feel like this is just, I think it's just what is killing so many people. They did because they aren't investigating. I think they're waiting for that, you know, that panel to get back, which could take up to 8 weeks. Could take way, up to 8 weeks. I think it was the other friend that went home. Interesting. So you think it was Alex Lee? His name is Alex Lee. Now, Alex and Jordan, they have very much different stories. Well, hell, even Jordan's lawyer has different stories, right? Wonder if, where was that? Any video GPS that might tell if Jordan left sometimes in the 48-hour nap to get rid of evidence. Bingo, Diane. Bingo. Yes, I wondered that as well. I wondered personally, did Jordan's old daddy drop by, pick up those pooches, right? Or did Jordan drop off those pooches? Did he allegedly maybe get rid of some evidence? Is he in rehab right now, Jordan? No. Jordan is hiding. This looks like a beer and pizza kind of get together. That's all it was supposed to be, Diane, rather. Sorry. That's all it was supposed to be. 3, 4, 5 Kansas City friends. And the only thing that these 3 have in common is that one friend, Jordan Willis. Yeah. All right. What is Alex's story? I will tell you. Hold on one second. Because Alex has talked a little bit. Well, let me show you their profiles. Let me just show you what kind of people they were. This is Ricky Johnson, one of the decedents, and he left 3 kids behind. You know, clearly a Kansas City. I mean, these were Kansas City friends. And, you know, a lot of people are saying ketamine. Perhaps. You know, you could tell like family and football, right? Just like to get together with his family. That's all it was. All right, let me show you. This is Alex Lee. Now, this is the friend who survived and left. Alex Lee. Again, right? This is Alex Lee. The official police statement says a lot. Yes. Yes. It's more sedative like, right? Clearly just a Kansas City, you know, they were just friends. Now, what Alex says, this is Alex, again, the friend that left, and what Jordan are saying is going to be very important. Alex is going, I mean, do you guys think that Alex may even know more? Like, could Alex and Jordan both know more? This is David, one of, unfortunately, ones that is deceased. Here he is at a wedding, throwing rose petals and being real cool. This is February 18th, it says. This was 2022. Just real sad. Very, very sad, man. All right. And then let me show you Clayton. Okay, this is Clayton. It's profile. This was just October, this past October. Clayton, November 11th, 2023, 31 days tobacco free. Right? You could tell all of them were very active. Very, very active. If there's anything in their system, they will find it. They certainly will. I agree, Texas veteran. I agree. Um, this looks like Key West. Yep, it is. I know my Key West. Just clearly good person. Good person. Clearly love nature, right? All right. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm trying to find something. Can you tell that they're you can definitely tell that they were like family oriented and all of that for sure. Ketamine is a big right now, and it is easy to go into a K-hole. A lot of research scientists have some. I'm sure it's a high stress, and they just know their chemicals, right? Okay, all right. So this is the friend that left, and this is from the New York Post. Let me pop this up. A fifth friend has came forward claiming he was present at the Kansas City. Go back here. Chiefs party that ended in 3 men freezing to death in their pal's backyard. The name told it was a Jordan Willis, Kansas City rental on January 7th. So it was definitely a rental. We do know that, stressing that he was not the last person to see Ricky Johnson, Clayton, and David. The new version of events contradicts a timeline from Willis' attorney, who insisted that his client saw his 4 friends out at the end of the night and then slept on the couch. So it was, I saw you guys, let him out, and then flipped it around. Was this a regular get together? The friends they did. Yes, this was a regular kind of get together. They all would watch, they would go different places. Before the 3 frozen, they had found in the yard. Let me just. So many damn ads here. All right. Mystery deepens as 5th friend of the Chiefs gather claim fans found frozen to death in the backyard that were inside watching Jeopardy when they left. A 5th friend has came forward claiming he was Kansas City Chiefs watch party that resulted in 3 men freezing to death in their pal's backyard, and has revealed new details about the trio's final hours. The 5th person, who has not been named publicly, had joined the group, which included David, Ricky, Clayton, and Jordan, at their Kansas City rental on January 7th to watch a hometown team play their last regular season game. Attorney John said the man told the outlet that when he left the home, Willis and his other 3 friends were still awake. What time was that? The man also stressed that he was not the last person to see the 3 alive before they froze to death in Willis's yard and went unnoticed for 2 days. That he was not the last person. The 5th individual had arrived at the house at about 7 p.m. and left around midnight, his attorneys said. All right. So you're home. So he's there from about 7 p.m. till midnight. He says they were watching Jeopardy when he left. Everything was fine. Everyone was alive. So something had to happen after midnight. All right. When his client left, the four men were up watching Jeopardy, indicating all three victims were still alive in the early hours of Monday. All right. So Alex's version of events contradicts the attorney, which insists that Willis saw his four friends out at the end of the night, then went to sleep on his couch. The attorney also said several times that Jordan, who allegedly slept on the couch for the next 2 days, bullshit, unaware that his three friends were frozen in the backyard, only received messages via Facebook Messenger and did not get text or calls, Fox 4 noted. So his phone wasn't working either, except his messages from Facebook. And you slept for 2 days? Why didn't they go home after the game? Well, you know, they might have been, good conversation. They was just chilling. Right? All right. All right. According to the attorney, however, his client received a text message from Clayton's fiance and from Ricky Johnson's mother, both asking about their loved ones. So Alex's attorney says his client received text messages from Clayton's fiance and Ricky's mother, both asking about their loved ones. So not only did they've been trying to contact Jordan for the last 2 days, they also contacted Alex, Clayton's family, fiance, and Ricky Johnson's mother. The concerns prompted Alex's Alex's attorney to text Willis and Johnson, but did not receive a reply, the lawyer alleged. Huh. All right, so the attorney or Harrington, okay, so David Ricky Clayton's bodies were found on the 9th. We know that when the Clayton's fiance requested a welfare check. This is so fucking frustrating, y'all. What I meant to say on News Nation is okay. Yeah, that was interesting. The attorney, Jordan's attorney. Oh God, sorry. Uh, Jo- okay, I don't need that. What did I do? How do I turn it off? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know what I pressed. So, yeah, this is really frustrating. I cannot imagine these families right now just not. Willis, what you talking about, Willis? What you talking about? Okay. Oh, polish the brass and slap the handle, y'all. This thing is so frustrating. Jeopardy is the name of a drinking game. Different rules apply to how much gets drunk at one time playing the game. Huh. I need a drink of soda. So, checked my text. Thought you'd never ask, Marlena. Okay. You got to share a 3-minute story of a San Diego cop who touches or inhaled, forgot fentanyl, and goes down in seconds. How do you? It really is, Elf. It's really a mystery. There's debates on like fentanyl of whether, some people say people die, from touching fentanyl. And some people say it's not usually as in, if you touch it, you're not as, it's, I don't know. I just noticed that Ed Stacy's W is doing another interview. Okay, yeah. I know. I'm getting ready to put him on blast. Don't you worry about that. I've got a recording he's not gonna like. Aren't you, Stacy? All right. Depends on the cut. I'm near the border. It's strong here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if you inhale it, it's going to be really bad. Hey, Chris, good to see you, my dear. Thank you for being here. People build up a tolerance to it. Yeah. I'm wondering if Jordan did he I don't know, guys. I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling Jordan. Fentanyl in pills that is mixed to get pressed. Every pill can have a different amount. That's the thing. Here in Texas, believe me, they pass out without taking. Wow. Okay. Well, guys, I will you love my caddies. Thank you. All right, guys. We're going to continue to follow this. I've been on here 2 hours. I will probably be live again here in a little bit. I might put Stacy on blast. We'll see what the night brings. Okay. So we'll see. Love you all. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Want to thank Angel P, Nana Dragonfly, Reese Jam, Lake Erie, Joy, September, True Love Has Four Paws, Stony Stone, Little Miss Sunshine, Elf, uh, Rappy DZ Gaming, Princess, thank you. Keep on keeping on. Thank you all. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to all of the members, everyone. Muscles and Mascara, 13 months, my love. Appreciate you. Love you too, Courtney. Thank you, honey. Thank you all for being here. We will see you guys in a little bit. Yes, that's Stacy. We'll have to see what he says. He just really fucked up, to be honest with you. He really just fucked up really bad. Yeah, I'll probably go live again. It may be on my other channel. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But I'll be live again. Don't worry. Oh, well, he's not supposed to be live. He must have been desperate for money. That's all I can say right now. I don't know who he's live on or anything, but I'll find out in just a minute. Whoever it is must have paid him money. Must have paid him money. Oh, my other channel, it's just type in Clutch M Pearls. And it's a purple rabbit. It's a purple rabbit. It's my small channel. Just type in Clutch Them Pearls. KK. All right. Love you all. Bye-bye.